This video is not intended for viewers under the age of 13. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello friends and fellow toy junkies. Welcome back to the channel. This has been a good weekend as far as toy hunts, I must admit. I found a couple of figures that I've been really looking forward to. This being one of them. This is of course the Masters of the Universe Masterverse Revelation Faker. For those that are familiar with He-Man, he's a character that you should be familiar with, although a more modern take on him. But the packaging, as usual with this line, is pretty impressive. You got the Masterverse on the top, Masters of the Universe Revelation Faker, brought to you of course by Netflix. Side of the package does show just simply Faker. We have some of the wonderful box art that we've become accustomed to with this line. No expense spared there. And then again on the side of the box, more amazing artwork. So all that being said, let's get him out of this box and see what he has in store for us. Stay tuned. And here we have everything that comes with the character in the package. In addition to the fisted hand and open hand, you get another open hand for the left hand. And for the right, you get a flat hand, which is intended for holding the shield. All of which are very nicely detailed, sculpted, and work really decently. He comes with yet another power sword. Nicely done, brown paint on the hilt, silver paint on the blade, and made out of this orange colored plastic. Not bad. We get the shield, which is exactly the same as what we got with the actual He-Man. One problem with mine, I haven't encountered this before, but yeah, the strapping is loose. Oh well, we'll get some super glue on that to fix it up. He comes with his orange collar, very reminiscent to the original toy. So it's nice that that was included. Don't actually see it in the cartoon anywhere, but it's a nice shout out to the original 80s cartoon. In addition to the half torn away face, we do get a regular face. Now these are different. Red painted eyes, obviously, but much more of a dirty wash, I believe, than the original. Just looks a bit grungier, I believe. We'll take a comparison look here shortly. And then we get the fully exposed metallic head, this is probably what I will display him with. Looks really nice. Cast in a gray plastic, fully painted in silver with red eyes, white mouth, very nicely sculpted. So let's take a look at He-Man. And I have to admit, they did a really good job with the character. The sculpting is pretty amazing, actually. To be honest, I kind of like this sculpt better than what we got on the original He-Man, and we'll do a comparison here in a little bit. But to me, it's a more stern look. Even with the secondary head, a lot more serious than what we received with the original. But anyhow, nicely detailed with silver paint. And one thing that's important with the sculpting on this character, anywhere that you see silver paint, it's not just painted over. There's actually a sculpting where there's definition. So for example, right here, it's raised where it goes from the skin to the metal. But it looks really good throughout. Nice red eyes, silver paint on the face. Coming down the chest, entire chest is painted silver. And all of the skin has the look of blood painted along the edge. It looks fantastic, to be honest. Coming down to the arms, same thing. Very well detailed, very well sculpted. Articulation is exactly the same. Full 360, arm cut. Very nicely done. Double jointed elbow. The wrists do pivot in and out, and swivel and are replaceable. Same on this side, but we'll take a look at the detail on this side because we don't have the armor blocking it, but you can see where it's sculpted as though it looks as though the skin's been torn away, and it looks amazing. Coming down the chest, you do have the same upper chest rotation or upper chest pivot, which is nice. You do also have the same ab crunch, which is very decent, all inside that upper chest. So you can move it to where you would like. You get the waist rotation down to the nicely sculpted belt and furry underwear. Sorry, my camera is playing tricks on me today. You can kick up to there. Boot cut, sorry, upper leg cut, double jointed knee, and then boot cut. And pivot on, and rocker on the feet. But from the waist down, he's the same as what we received with He-Man. Still looks good, in my opinion. There is the back. Coming up, you've got the skin and metal up against each other as you did on the front. We'll go ahead and see if we can get this off and take a look. Very nicely sculpted. And there's the chest without his armor. Looks good. As far as swapping the head, just pop it off. And bring in the head that you want. Which they are snug. But, see, yeah, I didn't even get it on there good. There we go. You'll hear and feel a satisfying connection when you actually get it on. And they are tight, but very nicely painted and sculpted. Very tight, but the heads can do a full 360. And you can utilize the double ball peg as well. So if you get some forward and back, a little bit attitude, not much, but it is there. Here he is with a third head option, as well as his orange armor, reminiscent to the original toys. So, I mean, it looks fairly decent. He's actually holding a sword as well, which works just fine. And his shield. I just put some super glue on it, and voila, it is fixed. But here is the full face option. And like I said, I think I prefer this head over the original because you got the kind of smiling, childish look on that face, but to me, this one just seems more stern and determined, if that makes any sense. Tell me what you think in the comments. But hair-wise, I prefer the original, but face sculpt, I think I prefer Faker's face sculpt. For comparison, here he is with the original release, side by side. Here he is with Evil Mastermind, Skeletor, and Evil Lyn. And just something a little more common, G.I. Joe Classified Heavy Artillery Roadblock. So final thoughts. Let's talk about the negatives. A couple of minor QC issues with the tolerances of the head on the neck. Just be careful when you're changing them. You want to press the chest and back together, because if you don't, you'll start to get a gap along the seams of the shoulders, which isn't a good thing. Also with the shield, the strap coming loose, I super glued it. It's fine. So that's not a big deal. It yet again comes with another power sword, even though we don't really see it in the cartoon. But I've said it before, it seems like Mattel's wanting to hand power swords out left and right. It's pretty odd for a secret sword that everybody's trying to get their hands on. But anyhow, positives, the paint and the sculpt are truly amazing. Mattel Masterverse line has been pretty awesome, to be honest. A couple of minor issues, but for the most part, all of the releases that they've done thus far have been pretty astounding. And this definitely follows suit. I got lucky enough to find these at my local Target. Now, if you are looking for them and you find them, be sure to pull up the Target app, because they're marked $32.99 on the shelf, but on the app they're $19.99. So you can definitely save yourself some money. That being said, this does come highly recommended from me. I've actually gotten 2 of every one they released, one for opening and one for in the box. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this purchase. Good luck on your hunting. I know they're out there. Don't trust the Target app, because their inventory is not correct. If you haven't already, please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and share with your friends, as everything you do can only help the channel grow. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.